Well, thank you everyone for coming this afternoon. Thank you, Sandra, for the invitation. I'm always excited to come out in the community or across campus and talk about some of the things that online services and educational outreach is working on or is doing. So Rusana said that I had 15 to 20 minutes. And so,
Sorry, 1 minute.
so I was going to adhere to that, but there's.
Yeah.
So our office has undergone several different name changes since I've been at the university. We were continuing education, office of continuing education, conferences and institutes, decade ago or so for educational outreach. So this is our newest change. We're going to see how long we can make it in the next decade. So we're the OSCO, the Office of Online Services and Educational Outreach. And so that, raise your hand if you know exactly what that means. Okay, okay, we have one. But the name is a little bit vague, right? And it really speaks to purposes because as things change in the world and society, we kind of change with them. And so the name is pretty suitable actually for us. But I'll tell you a little bit about us if I can figure out my slideshow here. I probably messed it up, sorry. Let's see if I can move on. All right. So there's a words to our mission, the title of our office. But at the bottom here is our vision, and I think it really sums up those words on the top. We are working across campus and in the community to enrich people's lives, to empower people, to engage people, and that we support that education is really for everyone across their lifetime. We're doing our job, and so the mission is great. I love it, but our vision really kind of sums it up. This year we worked on some core values. I'll just share those with you. I'll share them by saying them out loud because this is a terrible slide. I apologize. Our job is to be to respect cultural competence. And so we work with excellence, integrity, cultural competence, working on collaboration, vision, and Rusanda says, we work really hard to drive innovation. Sometimes that's challenging for spaces and others, but those are our values. Okay. So I thought I would frame things up. I used to be an elementary education teacher, and just for the record, nobody likes the big picture. They want to know what exactly we're going to talk about. So we're talking about 5 things. We're going to talk about the activities that we do in personal and professional development. We're going to talk a little bit about lifelong learning. We're going to talk about completion, which is a new initiative that we just pulled up in the last couple of years. We're going to talk about alternative digital credentials, which you might know as badges. And we're just talk a little bit about conferences and events. And I'm more than happy to answer questions and drop off catalogs. I have flyers back, and then I have my business card if anyone is interested in more information. Okay, so I promise to talk about those 5 things. But before I do that, let's tell those teachers too. 5 things. One more thing. So we do a lot in trying to get the word out to the community. So you can see here, this is our catalog. This is our spring catalog. We just finished print on the summer catalog, so that's the marketing getting ready. We are on social media. We do email blasts out to the community. We send out, 30,000 of these catalogs. So we're really hoping to increase our footprint, ensure that we offer opportunities for the community to experience some of the talent that we have at SIUE. And just really, as the student of the month said, really connect with campus and the community. Okay, now on to my 5 things, as I promised. Under, I apologize for the slides. I realize it's space, it's probably pretty small. I'll try not to read though. We have over 75 personal and professional development offerings. The picture here is from our metalsmithing class. One of the benefits, I guess you could say, from COVID is that we're all pretty proficient on Zoom. So we offer lots of online, hybrid, and also on-campus opportunities too in personal and professional development. So some of the things that we offer are kind of classics, offering them for several decades, music courses, foreign language courses. But we are branching out, Tai Chi, we've got a lot of health classes, gardening, things in history and creative arts. This is a spoiler alert, no one knows it yet. We're going to offer glass blowing pretty soon to the community, and I think that's the coolest thing ever. So we do have, we won an award, an international award for our artisan bread classes. Those are offered Artisan 222. We have a program called EduCard, where you could sit in on just about any class offered at SIUE for, I think, $60. So a really reasonable price. That's one of the programs that is a real sleeper. Lots of people don't know about it. EduCard sounds, again, kind of vague. So maybe we need to rebrand, I'm not sure. But then we have some classes in podcasting, thinking about professional development, cultural competence, soft skills, nonprofit administration, data analytics, and we are always seeking instructors to teach non-credit classes. So that's just a plug if there's anyone out there with a really amazing skill that you think you'd like to bring to the community. So next, I want to talk briefly about lifelong learning and our Lifelong Learning Institute. This is our program, and it is primarily for seniors, but it is also for anyone in the community. So Lifelong Learning offers a speaker series and also offers some trips that we'll talk about just briefly. But we're really working in this space to grow these types of programs. So as an example, I'll just share a couple of these with you. But one of the things that we're working on is some work with the libraries, so offering those series out in the community. And then also we're working on a collaborative program where grandparents and grandchildren or parents and children can do some joint activities at the library. So we're really excited about that. And then also we're working with some of our campus partners, Arts and Issues, theater and dance, to offer discounts to the folks who come in and do lifelong learning, offering them a library card, just complimentary library card, so they can come and use some of the services of SIUE. We have a dynamic coordinator for lifelong learning, and she's really, really helping us get things out into the community. So we're just thrilled to have her. Let's see, in fall of 2020, right as the pandemic was doing some of its best business, we pulled up online degree completion at the undergraduate level. So on the left-hand side, you can see all of the undergraduate programs that someone with the equivalent of a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree, could complete fully online. We have also just completed a general education path. What that means for folks with some college and degree is that they could come to SIUE, transfer those credits, and get their full degree in the online format. So we're very excited to offer that. We've got a lot going on the graduate and certificate side. You can see some of our newest programs here. This is not a comprehensive list. We have lots of other ones. If anybody's here who has an MBA, don't tell Mr. business that I didn't list them on here. We do have a lot of online programs at the graduate level, but only so much room on the slide. I do want to talk for a minute about alternative digital credentials. If you're keeping score, we're on number 4 of my 5 points. So alternative digital credentials are probably the least well-known. I know some of you are probably familiar with digital badging, at least you've heard a little bit about it. So I'll just give you the snapshot, if you will. So if you take a class at SIUE, that class appears on your transcript and you have a grade, right? An alternative digital credential does something just a little bit different. Instead of being a grade in a course, it's more about competencies. So if you are an earner of a digital badge, you have competencies that you have demonstrated. And so a digital badge is an electronic image, if you will. It's a secure image, and then behind that image is information about the skill that you've attained. So we just worked with Madison County Employment and Training. You'll see them a little bit on the next slide. But we pulled up some alternative digital credentials that will help people who are interested in being a food science technician. And so there are some skills required in that: calibrating, being able to measure liquids, using certain instruments, and those are all demonstrated skills. So we do alternative digital credentials for those skills. The people who are awarded get that electronic picture, if you will, and then when you click on that picture as the employer, behind it says what those competencies are. So what can that person do? We know there are a lot of places that are in need of good employees, and so having folks who can demonstrate those skills is really valuable. And it's also valuable for SIUE students and anyone in the job market, because when you pull out those competencies and people can talk about those competencies and talk about the equipment that they can use and things like that, it really makes a difference in terms of how they present themselves in an interview. Sometimes it's hard to pull out the skills that you got in public speaking or a class like that, but when you have an alternative digital credential that's already spelled out, you can really talk about it in that way. So the credential is portable, it's electronic, it goes on your LinkedIn page or any kind of electronic resume that you might have, or if you stole somebody's LinkedIn profile. That's where those digital badges could go. One more slide about alternative digital credentials, because I think, and this is from a presentation that we do with Madison County Employment and Training that we've done in a multitude of different environments. But one of the things that I think is difficult sometimes for people to wrap their heads around is who gets a badge, right? Like who is eligible for a badge? And when we're talking about demonstrating competencies, that really could go from folks who are just graduating high school or even pre-graduating high school through people who have professional degrees. Depending on the badge and the competencies that are pulled out of there, it really kind of fits across this continuum. So this is a place where we're very excited to think about grant opportunities, community-based opportunities, and really enhancing what we do with the students at SIUE as well, because we want them to be able to pull out those competencies in that same way. Then just a quick shout out about our conferences, trips, and events. We offer continuing education units for folks in professions that require those CEUs. So we have some, let's see, social work, expanding alternatives to prison for nonviolent crimes coming up in April. We have an art therapy archives conference coming up soon. And then school-based evaluation of autism spectrum disorders in March. And we've got some trips coming up. If you're interested in Southern Illinois distilleries, I believe Dr. Bob Dixon is hosting that in March. And then we're also exploring for art in the UK. And then Our office is responsible for helping out with venue rentals. So if you drive by the garden and you see a wedding out there, we have helped with some of that. It is public space though, so sometimes people just go get married up there, and that's okay too. But in renting classroom space and other spaces on campus, we're also helpful in that way. That's one of the things that we do under our title. And then we do plenty more. I believe Dr. Connie Price-Borlock was here a couple of weeks ago talking about the Successful Communities Collaborative. She's a rock star and she is associated with our office, and we're just so pleased. I didn't spend a lot of time. I didn't give you this slide because I thought she had just spoken to you. We're looking at some credit for prior learning. We have some summer camps that are in the catalog. We have some more summer camps, obviously. More hesitant given COVID, but it looks like we're going to be opened up for a few more on-ground summer camps. So we're excited about those this year. And we're also exploring open educational resources, which are a different option for using digital textbooks. So it's an opportunity for faculty and students to work on developing course materials that will essentially be free of charge. And help us with our quality initiative, which is about equity in education. So my contact information is here, but there are cards in the back. I brought you some pens in case you need them, and there are just some flyers about some of our programs. So that's my presentation. I'm so glad to just have the opportunity to talk about our office, and I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Are your alternative digital credentials taught by people within the district or from internally within the rest of the SIUE?
So let's see, right now, everything that we do for digital badging is taught by university faculty. But we certainly are looking within the community to expand that out.
So your classes look like they would be exciting for kids too. I assume you have to be of college age, of 18 to attend.
So most of the programs are 16, and we, my son is, I don't know how old now he is, 14, I think. He, with special permission, was able to take the guitar class, and actually he plays ukulele, so I don't know what was happening there. But, so with special permission, sometimes kids are, a little bit younger are able to attend those classes. It just depends on things, and then you have waivers, of course, no big surprise.
Also, I noticed that the Italian class was in O'Fallon. Is Italian offered at SIUE as a normal language class?
It's offered as a credit class,
Okay.
and
So
then
this was in O'Fallon instead of on campus, and the rest of them seem to be on campus.
we have several offerings that are outside. I know, last time I was here, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, we all talked about parking at SIUE, and that's still a challenge, I won't lie. The lifelong learners, we post them out in University Park, and they're very pleased with the space. And so some of our offerings, we do partner with libraries and other community centers. I didn't even talk about a grant we're going to offer for doing lifelong learning in community centers. That's super exciting, just a way to get those speakers out to the community. So we do offer things outside of SIUE. Yes, sir. Yes, please.
I can say some good words about your program. My wife and I were planning a trip to Italy, and so we took a conversational Italian course. And I see you still have those courses in here. And I can tell you it was a lot of fun. Our professora was the lady who was a native of Rome and married a GI and moved here. Her last name was Amore. I don't know what that means. She made it clever.
I see.
On the lifelong learning part, how many people partake, and is there any thought to having it not in the middle of the day as opposed to evening, so people that work to do it?
Yes, there's absolutely thought. So our lifelong learning speaker series is on Wednesday. We have 2 sessions. The first one starts at 10:30 and the second one starts just a little bit after lunch. We have obviously relaxed a little bit during COVID. We bounced back really nicely. We have about 50 really committed folks who are coming out or zooming in to see those sessions. We are having conversations about what that looks like. You know, that older population who takes those speaker series really likes that time of day and the opportunity to get together and eat lunch together. But we already have talented faculty who are giving these lectures. We're recording them. Why not offer them in other spaces? So we are thinking about that, and thank you for that question.
Any other questions? Well, Mary, on behalf of nursery and the South City family, would like to present you with beautiful certificate.